Good evening, good Sunday evening to you in South Florida. It is a beautiful Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us. Financial Literacy. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one goal to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America and around the world, one community at a time. And I've joined with SOFA to bring financial literacy to this community. So thank you for joining us. As usual, we are in Sunday school. You know that, so you have time. Get your pen, get your paper. I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you. We're going to continue from last week. I introduced you to life insurance, and I mentioned that there is a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion regarding life insurance, and we're hoping that in the next hour we're going to help to clear up some of those confusion. But as you know, in 1 hour there's only so much you can cover, so I'm going to cover the highlights. You have us every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. That's every Sunday night. But you have 24/7 access to us. Yes, you have 24/7 access. We have a website, financialliteracy.info. Financialliteracy.info. You can visit us there. And on that page, it can take you directly to the social media page. We have a Facebook page. You can take it directly there. And we would appreciate you liking the page. As you like the page, each time you like it, the Facebook, the search engine will help others to find us. So we ask you not to keep us a secret. So you like it, and you can also share the page with your family, your friends, your loved ones. Tonight's topic is relevant to everyone. There are topics from time to time when we talk about it where it is for someone else, where you can share it with them, because like when we talk about Medicare, Social Security and stuff like that, most of the time those are senior products. But life insurance is not a senior product. It's a everybody product. And we're going to clear up some of those confusions. So share it. You have time where you can share the link. Share the link with your family member and friends, and ask, and even text. You can even text them and let them know that we are on. And for those who may not realize, because it's an AM station, they may think, well, they have to go into their car. They don't have to go there. WAVS has made it so easy in that we have an app, WAVS 1170. There's an app on the Android or the iPhone, so you can go there. You can link directly to the internet. On the internet, WAVS1170.com. You can go there, and there is a listen live button. Or you can also go to financialliteracy.info, and we have a link to the WAVS page. So we have made it so easy that you have access to us, okay? We also have an email. So if you have thoughts, you have questions, you have comments, you can also email us, support@financialliteracy.info. support@financialliteracy.info. We also have Twitter. Yes, we also have a Twitter page on the website, financialliteracy.info. And remember, I've shared with you, we also have a YouTube channel. So on the website, there's an icon there to click to YouTube, And what we'd recommend is that you subscribe to the channel. It's free. It's free, complimentary. It's no cost to subscribing. The reason to subscribe is that anytime anything has been updated or posted, what will happen is that you will get a notification. Okay? So we are in the studio. You can call us with your comments, your questions, any feedback you give us is greatly appreciated. We're in the studio, 954 792 1170. 954 792 1170. You also have direct access to us by telephone. If you don't want to reach us in the studio, you have 754 366 7311. 754 366 7311. So now that we have gotten the housekeeping out the way, we'll move in. Well, we want to also tonight, we want to extend our sympathies and our condolences to, there was a shooting in Texas near San Antonio earlier today in a church where I think the latest report is that 26 people have died from the shooting of a lone gunman. So we want to extend our sympathies and our condolences to those families who have lost loved ones, and our prayers are with them. We live in a very tumultuous time in the sense that every week in the country or around the world there is something grave, so I'm not sure what's going on, but the times that we're living in, it's not. So here you have shooting at concert, you have shootings in church, you have shootings in movie theater, you have bus, you last week also you have, we're in a park, people just walking and riding their bike, and someone just decide they're gonna run them over. So this is a time that we are in. So I'll just encourage each and every one of you out there, as you go aware about, doesn't mean you ought not to go anywhere, but be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. There are things that you're not going to be able to prevent, but be aware of your surroundings. So as I says, our heart, our prayers, and our sympathies goes out to those families who have lost loved ones today. So we're moving along. So it's so interesting that we're talking about that, and the topic tonight is life insurance. Isn't that interesting? I didn't make the news today. The news happened. The show was planned. We introduced it last week, and we said we're going to continue talking about it. So you would think I created the news. No, I didn't create the news. I didn't create the news today. 26 people died in a church. Normally, once upon a time, a church was supposed to be a safe place. But you see what has happened. We have this shooting today. The other day we had the shooting in North Carolina. A lone gunman again going to a church, killed 9 people then. Today, 26 people. 26 people. So with what that being said, leading up to life insurance, whether a gunman go into a church, go into a concert, go into a movie theater, one of the brevity of life that we have to face, that we'll all die. Yep, we'll all die. And also, we will be sick, we will be injured. These are the things that happen in life, So today, we're planning to talk about it tonight. And yesterday my wife and I, we were at a funeral of a very dear friend. And anytime you're at a funeral, you stop and you reflect on life, and wow, you that awareness comes to you that sometimes we may forget, but the life that we live, it's just a fleeting moment. It's just a fleeting moment where you're here today and tomorrow you're gone. So, with that being said, knowing that we're here today and tomorrow we're gone. You know, when that person dies, irrespective of how they die, whether it was tragically, whether it was by accident, whether it was intentionally, there are a couple factors you're dealing with. That person is dead. Yes, and we mourn and we're sad. And that person is dead. That person will have no more pain because that person is dead. But guess what, folks? You know what's left after? The people who are mourning. The people who are mourning, and a lot of times it's not just the emotion of mourning. You know that when someone dies, some financial burdens are left. Yeah. So sometimes talking about the topic life insurance, it can seem insensitive to talk about financial. But folks, for each of you, you have lost a loved one, friend, family member. There will be a financial burden. There will be a financial burden after that person is dead. And the thing is, it's so interesting. One of the things that was said, as someone was reflecting on at the funeral we went yesterday, when someone said the untimely death. And it's always an interesting topic when you hear someone says the untimely death. And you reflect on it and you wonder and you hear someone says untimely. Do you know of a timely one? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. You can call. We're in the studio. 954-792-1170. You hear it all the time. The untimely death. But is there a timely death? Is there a timely death? It's one of those things in life. It will happen. But to say a timely death, I don't know. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Is there a timely death? So you ask yourself, the person died at 30, 40, 70, 80. Is any of them timely? Earlier this year, it was announced the oldest person living in the world, documented now, is a lady from Jamaica. She's 117 years old. She walks with a cane just to help her balance. Healthy, 117 years old. The funeral we were yesterday, the lady was 72 years young. 72 years. And here's this lady, 117, and she's still going strong. So let's ask ourselves, untimely? Timely? The 26 people that died today in Texas, they said the ages range from 5 to 72. 5 to 72. So ask yourself, out of those 26 people that died today in Texas, did any of them die timely? Wow. So it's a debatable topic. You hear someone say, oh, it's an untimely death. Is there a timely one? Wow. So we'll move into the program. It's just anytime these things happen, you stop and you reflect on it and you just realize, here you have these 26 people left this morning to go to a church service. You're just going to a church service. Automatically, you're thinking you're going to go to a church service and then you go home. That's automatic. That's what you think. You think you're going to go to a store, you're going to go to a movie, you watch a movie theater, you're going to watch a movie at the movie theater, you're going to go to a concert, then you're going to go home. You leave for work in the morning, you're thinking you're just going to go home after. Well, folks, the reality of it doesn't happen that way. It says on the American highways or roads, 170 people die every day. 170. But sometimes in life, when that 170 is not in our family, you're thinking that it cannot happen to your family. But if we were to think that, we are just being naive. We're just being naive. People dying every day. Accidents, just car accidents, 170 die every day. Some gonna die by accident. Some gonna die by, illness. This lady that we know that died yesterday, there were some complications at the end, and I think cancer was involved and a few other things. So there were some complications. The clearness of the way she died is not very clear, but there were health complications. So some people are gonna die with health complications, and that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. Because last week what I introduced was that life insurance, if you look at life insurance and you take it 30, 40 years ago, 40 years ago, or 30, whichever one you want to use, 40, 30, life insurance was, you could basically say, it was death insurance, where someone dies, someone has insurance, someone dies, and the beneficiary gets the money. That was the thought process 30, 40 years ago. But I've shared with you, just like the cell phone, 30 years ago, 1986 was the first cell phone. The first cell phone was a Motorola brick phone. Yeah, Motorola brick phone was the first cell phone. Came out in 1986. The average price was $3,500. The average per minute price was 69 cents per minute. 69 cents per minute. That was 30 years ago. Fast forward to 2017. You have cell phones now. You can get a cell phone for no cost, because it's included with a plan. You may have unlimited data, unlimited calls, $30, $40 a month. So you take a look at that. $3,500 for the phone, 69 cents for the minute. And you come forward now to 2017. You can get the phone included in the plan. The plan could be $30, $40, $50 a month. Unlimited calls, unlimited data, unlimited text. In 1986, the phone didn't have data, it didn't have text. The phone only had one purpose, well, two. You could call, make a call, or receive a call. That was the only purpose for the cell phone. $3,500 average price, 69 cents a minute, and that was the only purpose. You fast forward 2017, you have a phone now. The phones now are called smartphones. They're not even called cell phones anymore. They're smartphones. Data, text. The phone now, people don't even buy. Do you notice that people don't even buy camera anymore? The only time you see people with camera now, they are professional photographer. But the average person don't even buy camera. You remember camcorder? When last you guys heard that name? Camcorder. That was a video. I am not even sure how to describe it. It was like a video camera. But people don't buy. When last you have seen someone with a camcorder? Because your cell phone is now your camcorder. Your cell phone now is your computer. It's a smartphone. And this happened in 30 years. So what I'm saying, why am I sharing that history with you? It's because things have evolved. It's the same way with life insurance. If you're looking at the life insurance 30 years ago, life insurance has evolved also, where you have smart life insurance. So what that simply means? It simply means that you have to evaluate. You have to evaluate your plan. Because guess what? You may need an upgrade. Yeah. You may need an upgrade, and those are some of the things we're going to talk about. So we introduced it last week, and we mentioned that previously it was just death benefit, that when you die, life insurance can help pay off your debts and taxes. Yeah. Do you think because the person died, the debt and the taxes are gone? No. Everybody that dies, they have to do a final tax return. Yeah. And some of the debts that those people have, if they're married, and even sometimes some of those plans, some of those agreements that someone signed with a credit card or something like that, sometimes they have to put their name of their spouse. So just because that person dies, you just think that the debts just go away. No, it doesn't work like that. So one of the next benefit of a life insurance is allow your family to maintain their standard of living. And this is a very interesting statement, because it says allow your family to maintain their standard of living. I can tell you, being in the industry as a CPA and a financial advisor, and what I've seen is that invariably people die, and one of the frightening and the scary thing, people die. And I don't know the exact statistic, but I'm going to venture statistics. Do you know that 90% of people are never prepared for when someone dies? 90%. You look around your family, look around your friends. And do you see the distress when someone dies? Sometimes the distress you see, it's not just because the person died. I'm being frank with you and telling you guys tonight. Sometimes it's not just because the person died. Sometimes it's the hardship. It's a hardship that follows that death. Because if you were not prepared, then hear what you're faced with. So here you're faced with now, this person died, and you're going through this decision. Oh my God, the person is dead. Yes, the person is dead. But then here are some of the decisions that the people have to make now in an emergency situation. Do you think you just take the body and just bury it? Do you think the government pays for it? No. So a lot of times, so people now have to make a decision. What kind of funeral am I going to give my loved ones? What kind of funeral? It's a real question. What kind of funeral? Are we going to put them in a pine box? Are we going to put them in a coffin? Are we going to put them in a casket? And please, don't think I'm minimizing this, folks. This is not an easy topic to talk about. This is a hard topic. But if I'm teaching you financial literacy and I don't bring this topic up, then I would be derelict. Because I would not be truthful to you. I would not be guiding you. How can I talk about financial literacy but don't talk about the unexpected? Well, it's not unexpected. Death is not unexpected. But don't talk about these things. It's a part of life. There are 3 things that's guaranteed in life. People say 2. But I changed that. There's not 2. People say, well, debt and taxes are guaranteed. Well, you have heard me. I've added a 3rd one. You may say debt and taxes, but let me tell you, health. Your health is going to fail. The longer you live is the possibility that your health is going to fail. So you can't have someone who's a 40-year-old thinking that, well, my health is going to be the same at 60, 70, 80. No, that's illusionary. You would be disillusioned yourself. Your health is going to fail. So you got to put health along with debt and taxes. Those are the things in life, you know. So debt benefits support your dependents' goals and dreams. Do you know how many goals and dreams are shattered when someone dies? Do you know how many goals and dreams? I can even be personal with you. I lost my father at 14. 14. 14 years old. I was in high school. You know what one of my dreams was? I'm a CPA now, as fate would have it. I'm a CPA, financial advisor, you know. But one of my goals at that time, or my hope, one of my dream, was to be an attorney. Yeah. That was one of the goals. When my father died at 14, let me tell you, that dream was shattered. That dream was shattered. So when I'm talking to you here and sharing these things with you, I'm not just sharing things in a book or things in the paper. I am sharing personal experience. So when I say to you, goals and dreams are shattered when someone, I'm speaking, you know, that was a dream. At age 14, it was a dream that, oh, I was in Jamaica. I could go to I was in high school. I could go to sixth form, then go to the University of the West Indies, and then, you know, go on to law school. That was a dream. But dad was the breadwinner. Dad was the breadwinner. When dad died, let me tell you, that story changed. That story changed because part of the plan now was that I had to help the family in working. You know, when you're helping the family in working, it's not easy to go to university and law school. You know, so sometimes those dreams are shattered, you know. So, wow. It's half an hour into the show already. I tell you, every Sunday nights 9 to 10, it's the fastest hour of the week. Sunday nights 9 to 10. We are already halfway. We have to get ready to take a break. We got to pay some bills. So stick and stay with us, you know. Remember, we are in the studio, 954-792-1170. So get your questions ready, your feedback, to get us on when we come back. So we're going to break. Stick and stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. As I said, this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA, Society for Financial Awareness. We are in the studio tonight talking about it, probably one of the most uncomfortable topic, you know, in life, but it's life. So we're talking about life insurance. It's one of the most uncomfortable topic, and that's why we are in the studio. 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. Call us. Give us your feedback. Give us your comments. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts. You know, I've been sharing some stuff, you know, talking about the incident in Texas today near San Antonio, and just talking about life in general, and, you know, even a funeral I attended yesterday. And so I'm just curious to hear your feedback. So I understand that there's a caller on the line, so we're going to go to that caller right now. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, sir.
Yes, hi, good night.
Good night.
How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good.
Yes. You're talking about life insurance. I listened to you a couple of nights on the radio,
Yes.
but I try when I can to get the number. The number is gone, so I
Okay.
just got the number.
Okay, great. Well, thank you
Yes.
for calling.
I heard they talk about one where you pay like $20, something like a month, something like that.
Yes, and that's a very interesting thing that you mentioned, that in the sense where and we're going to go into that now. I'm going to share about that, because sometimes people think that life insurance is so expensive, but it's because of the type. There are different
Different
types
type. I
of
know.
life insurance. It's like someone say, well, I want a car. You use an example, want a car. You can get a car for $2,000 and you can get a
Yeah.
car for $100,000.
Yeah.
The thing with them, they both have four wheels, right?
Yes,
And they're
sir.
gonna drive.
Yes.
But so there are amenities in the $100,000 car that's not in the $2,000 car, but
I
it's
know.
still a car. So it's the
Yes, sir.
same with life insurance. You're gonna
Yes.
have that life insurance where it can be $20 a month, $30 a month, and at the same time you have the next life insurance where somebody paying $2,000 a month.
I know.
So it all depends on
I
what
know.
the person can
Can
afford and
afford.
what the person is looking for.
Okay.
So yes, there are insurance that based on your age and your health and so forth, it can be $20, it can be 30, it can be $40 or anything like that. But you have our direct number. You can call if you want, where we can even share directly with
Do
you.
you have a direct number to your
Yes,
office?
yes,
Hold on, let
yes.
me get that one, please.
All right. The direct
Yes.
number to us
Hold
is
on, let me get a piece of paper.
no problem, no problem.
Mhm.
So while
Yes.
she's getting her paper and her pen, and her pen, I encourage the rest of you. We are in school. It's Sunday school. Get your pen, get your paper, because we're gonna share the second half of the show. We're gonna share some details with you, whereas some of it you may need to make some notes. So get your pen and get your paper so that you can take notes along with the caller. So
Okay, whenever you're ready now.
all right. The direct number to us is 754
Mm-hmm.
366
Mm-hmm.
7311.
7311.
So let me repeat that.
I got it.
754 366 7311.
Yes, sir, I got it.
And this service that we provide is part of the financial literacy service. All of these are complementary service where we'll look at your situation.
Okay.
You'll give us your age, and then we will share with you the different prices, the different quotes. And I encourage you, you call us, we will share that. Any good agent also will share it. And don't let anybody try to charge you to tell you what it should be, because it's supposed to be a complimentary service.
Okay.
Okay? So give
Okay.
give us a call and we will guide you through that process, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And have a good night.
All right.
Thank
Have a good evening. Yes, so we want to thank that caller. So we're going to move right into that, the cost. There's this confusion with the cost, of the life insurance, in the sense that, you may look at the internet. Yes, there are costs for $20, there are costs for $15. But remember, it's based on your age and it's based on the amount of coverage you want. So you cannot just say, well, it's going to be $20 for everybody. It may be $20 for some people based on the coverage, whether it's 25,000, 100,000. So there are variations. So we want to thank that caller, and we understand that we have another caller. So we're going to go straight to that caller right now. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello?
Good night, sir.
Good night. How are you?
I am good. I'm just sitting down here listening to you. I wanted to stop on the way home, but I said, no, I want to catch this program tonight. So I came home and, I sat there listening to you.
Yes.
And, a lot of things going through our thoughts. It's like you're saying, sometimes you sit down and you start to think wide.
Yes.
And what you're saying tonight, I'm thinking about some of the things that I heard you say
Right.
about tomorrow. They say tomorrow may never come, but we still have to put things in place. And I'm just saying, oh my God, what are you going to do? For example, you have like one child, and then, that child is the breadwinner for you, and that child passed away. How you manage it?
Yes.
It's like a lot of things come up in your thoughts. They don't have like a POA in case anything happens to you. And it's like you're saying, no, listen to him. You really have to really think about putting certain things in place. Talk to your loved one, because trust me, the shock that I got about this church shooting, I was like, oh my God, we're safe nowhere.
Yes.
We don't know what's going to happen to us. And it's like, what you're saying is really a lesson learning, that we really have to make hay while the sun shines and put plans in place.
Yes.
I haven't, but when I listen to you, I'm just thinking, but I don't really put my plan in place. Do you understand me?
Well, you heard me just gave out the number. So I encourage you. Call us and at least let you know what it is. Let us know what it is, because a lot of times someone says, well, I'm going to wait until. But if you know what it is, because sometimes there may be an option that you can afford, but because you did not take the time to call us and let us help you at least through the initial process, so you know that whether you're going to need $20, $100, or whatever the case may be. But get your plan. Remember this program, what we talk about. It's a personal economic model, because the price for one person is not necessarily the price for another person. So I encourage you, I implore you to call us, let us help, and at least start the process. And you heard me say earlier, these 26 people that died today, they got up this morning. You're going to church. You're not thinking you're not going to go home. A 5-year-old. One was a 5-year-old. The oldest was a 72-year-old. You think of that. This is a safe place they're supposed to be going.
The world is so crazy. Crazy people.
Yep. So I encourage you. I'll repeat the number again so you can call us. Let us.
I wrote down the number.
Okay. Well, don't you call us. You don't let tomorrow pass and don't call us. At least get the information. And when you get the information, then you can ponder on the information. But don't hesitate about getting the information. Okay?
Yeah, information. Yeah, I know. It's just, as I say, I just thank you each time I listen to you. I learn more and more, and and I say, just do what you have to do. And don't wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you for the call. And as I said, I'm listening out. What's your name? Maybe you may not want to share your name.
My name is Sharon.
Sharon, so I am listening out for you tomorrow. Give us a call and at least let us just start the initial process and just share with you, so that you can know the cost that you're dealing with, because the cost is determined by your age and the amount of your coverage. Okay?
I know, yeah.
So
I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, definitely. Just, because I say, we can talk,
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharon. Really appreciate it. Okay?
Take care, dear. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
You too, sir. Bye.
Yes, so that caller again, as I said, I thank. We always appreciate calls, because at least what it confirms is that you guys are listening and you're paying attention. And the great thing about it, our service to you, we are bringing financial literacy to you. Get the information. And then after you get the information, because when you get the information, then that will be knowledge. So you have the knowledge. But remember now, it doesn't stop there. We always share with you about statements that we make that are false. A lot of times people says knowledge is power. But I'm going to switch that up. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is knowledge. The utilization of the knowledge is power, and that is wisdom. The utilization, because you can have the knowledge and you don't do anything with it. So with us coming on every Sunday night, sharing this with you, providing the website, providing information, we're sharing with you information so that you can acquire the knowledge. But you acquiring the knowledge is not power. So don't get caught up. That statement is not true. I know a lot of us, we have heard it all our lives that knowledge is power. That is not true. Knowledge is not power. The utilization of knowledge is power, and that is wisdom, because wisdom is the utilization of knowledge. So every Sunday is like the lady saying, and I'm not beating her up, I'm just glad that she called. What she shared is she keep hearing, so she keep getting the information, so she's acquiring the knowledge. When she becomes powerful is when she utilizes that knowledge. Okay? And I know, we clear these things up. We use some words, and sometimes we don't realize that, you just hear it, and sometimes you don't stop to think about it. It's the utilization of knowledge that's power. So moving along with the cost. The cost of insurance is important in the sense that you have cost varies. I know some of you see ads where $15 a month, $25 a month. In fact, a couple months ago I was with a group, and one guy, I was giving a presentation or seminar, what you call it, and so I was taking questions from the group, and one guy was saying, well, the insurance companies are liars, because he saw the ad and he saw that it was they said that it was $15, and then when he called, it wasn't $15. You see, what happens, you hear the ad, they will tell you, there's a little word or a little phrase, a lot of time we miss it. They did, and this is the part I was sharing with him that he missed. It says as low as $15. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be $15 for you. It's as low as. So when they say as low as, they're talking about, well, it might be $15 for a 25-year-old person. But come on, a 55-year-old person calling, and this guy was near there. A 55-year-old person, I don't care who you're not going to, a 55-year-old person is not going to get any insurance for $15. Yeah, $15, and then again, you think about it, where someone says, well, even a final expense insurance for $15. A 55-year-old person, you're not going to get you're not going to get $15. It's as low as. So what I encourage you is get the information. And all right, let's clear that confusion up now further. When you see insurance and you see $15, $40, $50, $70, $80 a month, in most cases, those insurance are term insurance. But what I see happening, and I think this is a disservice where sometimes you have agents putting people into a cash value life insurance and telling them it's $60 a month. But folks, let's face it, if it's $60 a month, remember, insurance companies are not charitable organizations. So there is a cost. There's a cost for the insurance. And if it's cash value, then that is the next part of it is investment. So you're talking about two things going on. You have an insurance and you have investment. So you can have an insurance policy or a plan which has both investment and life insurance itself. So someone may ask this question where they says, okay, why would someone buy an investment that's a life insurance instead of just buying a mutual fund or stuff like that? The number one reason to do your insurance their investment in an insurance plan is because once it's insurance, then it's gonna come out tax free. When you start getting distribution, it's gonna be tax free. That's not the topic of tonight show, but I just want to let you know that's when you see the difference. That's why when sometimes someone will say, well, I use the insurance as my investment, it's because the distribution or the income, whatever it is, will be tax free. But what happened is that sometimes someone will get a quote. They may want a certain amount of insurance, and they'll say, and the person may say, wow, that's $300-400 a month. And then the person gets discouraged and they don't do anything. It depends on the type of insurance the person was quoting, because you have term insurance and you have permanent insurance. So what I want to talk about, the hybrid, because sometimes it's not spoken about enough. You have term insurance and you have permanent insurance. So the term insurance may be for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. I think the highest now is like 35 years. 35 years term. So when it's a term insurance, it means when that term is up, then the insurance, it lapses. Because if someone says you're going to take out a 20-year term, it means that it's for 20 years. So you're getting that protection for 20 years. If someone say, well, it's a 30-year, they're getting that protection for 30 years. Or 35. I think 35 is the highest. But let me caution you. Just because you hear me say 35 is the highest, it all depends on your age. A 55-year-old person will not, I tell you, and I'm going to repeat, a 55-year-old person will not get a 35-year term, because the insurance is calculating it based on your actuarial value. So if the insurance company say in the terms of a female, and they say, well, based on this person's age, they're expecting that they should die. Should. You remember that word we're talking about, should. This timely versus untimely, where they say, well, that person should die by 85. The insurance company, so at a 55-year-old person, they're saying, well, the 55-year-old person should die by 85. The company will not write you an insurance that's gonna be past the 85-year-old that you're supposed to, the 85-year you're supposed to die. So you're not gonna get a 35-year term. So I want to clear that up. But the key part I want to bring to you is that you have term and you have permanent. And sometimes people think that's the only two things they're dealing with. Well, if I can't get the permanent, I don't want the term because the term is going to end in 20 years. So sometimes people don't do anything, but there is a hybrid. There's a hybrid, and it's not spoken about much because not every company offers it. There is something called a conversion, where you can convert a term insurance to a permanent insurance. So you may say, but why would someone do that? A couple of reasons why they would do it. If a person at this present moment, say for instance for a $100,000 policy, let's just use a number just for easy calculation. If a $100,000 policy is going to cost $50 for the term insurance, but it's a 20-year term. So that 50-year-old person will say, well, oh my gosh, if I buy a 20-year term, and I'm 50, that means when I'm 70, the term is going to expire and it's $50. But that same person who wants $100,000 for a permanent insurance, it might be $200 a month. And the person may say, well, I can't afford $200 right now, and I don't want the term because in 20 years it's going to expire. That person has another option. they have a term. They can get a term conversion. And what does that mean? That person, that same person who is 50, can have a 20-year term, and they have up to 15 years to convert it to a permanent. Yeah. So you take a 50-year-old, you get it for $50. You want to get to the permanent, which is $200, but you cannot afford the $200 right now. You can afford $50, but you don't want a 20-year term because the 20-year term gonna expire. But you have the term that can be converted within 15 years, so that what will happen when you can afford it, then you can convert from the term to the permanent. And some people, I was speaking to a young lady last week, and I mentioned that, and she said, I never heard that. The answer for that is simple. If you're speaking to someone who represents a particular company, and that company doesn't offer a conversion, the sad part about it is that a lot of agents who don't offer that, they're not going to tell the person about it, because since they don't provide it, then they don't want to tell the person about it because they're not going to get the sale. And that's the sad part about it. I'm not very proud to say that, but in the industry, you have people where they can only provide certain things, and because they don't have what's best for you, the sad part of it, they don't tell you. So that's why it's always good a lot of times you speak to an independent person, because an independent person can shop the market for you. You know, how many times you're going to go to Publix? You're going to go to Publix supermarket, right? And Publix is going to tell you that, oh, well, if you go to Walmart, it's less expensive, or they have that there. It's very infrequent. The Publix person is not going to tell you that you can go to Walmart or vice versa, because they're going to lose that sale. So that is what happens there. So that's why I encourage you to get multiple opinions. And that's why we provide this information of financial literacy, because the information that we are providing to you is from an independent standpoint. It's not where it's from a particular company. Because remember, there are 855 insurance companies in America. 855 life insurance company in America. So you're going to find that there are different things. They provide different information, and they provide different products. Wow, the time, I tell you, but we'll have to continue, because I want to speak to you about living benefits. So make a note that next week we're going to talk to you about living benefits of life insurance, because a lot of times people think that life insurance is about death benefits. Next week we're going to talk to you about living benefits. I'm telling you, it's going to be very interesting. Make a date, put it in your calendar that next week we're going to talk about living benefits of life insurance. There are many living benefits. Life insurance is not about you dying. We're going to share with you the benefits while you're living. Okay? This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA Society for Financial Awareness. Comes to you every Sunday night, 9 to 10 on WVS 1170. Join us on the web, financialliteracy.info. The time is up on us. So with that, we bid you good night. Thank you for joining us.